What's good, John? Y'all already know what it is. It's Raw Reactions by Yo. Hey, look here, man. First off, before we start, man, I know I ain't been here. I ain't been on top of my game. Y'all been trying to figure out how to do these situations with these videos, reactions, and stuff like that. But I'm coming. I'm coming. I know sometimes people be asking me about the other this and that, do the reaction to this and that. I'm gonna do them, get them out the way. Until then, man, I'm just gonna give y'all a little video here, man. I ain't gonna react to. I ain't gonna come mess with it. I'm gonna let y'all get the video first, and then I come at the end or whatnot. And you know what I'm saying? But if y'all want more videos, y'all want more of my reactions, y'all want all that good stuff. Like I said, I got a situation where I'm gonna make the video a little different. But right now, I just want to drop this. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the channel, do all that good stuff. We got to get to 500 subscribers. Help me out. Help me out. Y'all already know what it is. It's 48 hour reaction. Yeah.
Your sister took her into your mom's room and they shot your mom.
No,
Okay?
no, that is not what, I didn't do that.
This man-child is 21-year-old Christopher Martinez, responsible for the triple homicide of his entire family mere hours ago, a crime he thinks he can get away with.
Chris, stop lying. This is your time.
I didn't do anything.
There's information that we have and that we know that you're not telling us.
I'm telling you everything that I remember.
But in the interrogation we have for you, Chris is in for a rude awakening, because through secret confessions and his web of lies, detectives will get to the bottom of what happened in the Martinez home, one way or another.
Your grandma specifically told us you stabbed Caden. So Chris, big moment in your life right now. Huge moment in your life.
It was a cold December night in 2022, and the Martinez family had just moved into a new home in Aurora, Colorado. The family of four, including 41-year-old Estancia Martinez, her daughter Marisol Espindola, son 21-year-old Christopher Martinez, and his half-brother Caden Castaneda, had expected a new beginning in a new city. By the evening of December 10th, however, something went wrong. Estancia's parents hadn't been able to reach her, Marisol or Caden, for the entire day. Worried, they immediately contacted the Aurora Police Department at 5:15 to ask for a welfare check. When first responders did arrive, they found the garage doors partially open and the lights on inside, but nothing they could see gave them legal grounds to force their way into the house, so they notified the family that they wouldn't be able to forcefully enter, and left. This prompted the family to do a welfare check of their own volition. When they walked through the same half-open garage door, they would find Estancia, Marisol, and Caden dead, with two of them shot, while Caden was stabbed. After officers were contacted once again, they had one simple question: where was Christopher Martinez, Estancia's son? Talking to relatives, they found out that he just so happened to appear at the home his grandparents were living at the morning the entire family was murdered. Worse yet, he had gone around telling everyone, specifically his grandma, that he'd had a dream his family was dead. Saying that to someone who's just lost her daughter, and more, immediately raised concern, prompting officers to bring Christopher in for questioning.
We want to talk and hear what your story is and see what happened. Are you good with that?
That's fine. It was hard to talk about. I was like the first to see.
All right. Can you try to speak up a little bit for me? Just because we're recording, okay? All right. So what I need for you to do is just sign right here for me, okay? And it's just saying you understand everything I just explained to you. All right?
It was the 11th round.
Yeah. Why don't you just tell us what happened, however you want to start and talk to us, whatever. You just tell us everything that you want to tell us, and we'll ask questions from there. Sound fair? Okay.
So, after work Friday, I picked up my brother. Don't necessarily remember what time I got off. I'd say around 5-ish. Went to go pick him up. I stopped by a liquor store to get some alcohol. We went back to my house. I took 2 shots maybe. We had KFC before we ate. I don't know. We took a couple shots and we were smoking. We just kind of hanging out, and later throughout the night, me and my mom kind of got into a little dispute about how messy my room was, because we had just moved in and I should know how to keep my room clean, and she wanted me to make sure everything was done and laundry was done and clean and everything. And So I told her I'd just go do my laundry tonight, and she said, okay. And then after I left around 12:30, 1 o'clock, I tried calling them just to say that I was going to stay the night in Colorado Springs because it just makes more sense. And they didn't answer, so I kind of took it as to, okay, maybe they just went to bed.
To understand why Chris's story raises eyebrows, you have to understand how exactly the family was moving and where from. They just left an apartment in Colorado Springs for the new house in Aurora. The two homes sat about 68 miles apart, which is a little over an hour's drive each way. By his own account, Chris picked up Caden around 5 p.m. The two had some drinks, and at some point he got into an argument with his mom about his messy room. His solution was that in the middle of the night, he'd drive to the Colorado Springs apartment to do laundry on the exact night that his family was murdered. So at roughly 12:30 a.m., Chris says he got in his truck and drove more than an hour south, back to the old apartment, just to throw in a load of laundry. But where he went after that night is stranger still.
It was pretty late already. Everybody looked tired. Maybe they just went to bed. So I went to Springs. I threw in a load of laundry in the washer. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I put the laundry back in the dryer. And then my grandma had called somewhere in between that and asked when I was going to be there. And I said I didn't know because I was doing my laundry, but I wanted to go early because I missed them. And they're like, okay. So I told my grandma when I left, it was about 8 o'clock when she called or something. And she's like, okay. And I was on my way down, and she said, she texted me and asked me where I was. And I was like, what's up? And she's like, we're going to go see Aunt Cece. So I was like, okay, I'll be there in like maybe an hour or so. She said, okay. And I went to my grandma's, to my aunt's house. I went to go see my Aunt Cece with them. I went to lunch with them, and we were calling them. My grandma was calling my mom and texting her. We couldn't get a hold of her. I don't tend to worry too much because I know how she is. She doesn't answer for long periods of time because she's either working, in a meeting, on a call, whatever the case may be. And she said that she had a job that day. So I was like, okay, I just chalk it up to her not having her phone or not being in the truck. And then we got back from Longmont. After Lafayette, we went to Longmont. And then around 2 o'clock, we left Longmont. Got back at around 2:30, 3 o'clock, and everybody started showing up around 4. We were cooking and whatnot, getting everything ready. And everybody started getting more and more worried, and we did the wellness check. They said that they couldn't go in the house because it looked to be okay, and there wasn't no reason to be going in the house. So that's when we came out, and I don't know, we got there maybe 7 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'm not 100% sure. And we seen the garage door was open. And when we seen the garage door was open, Jordan said, maybe we should just run in. And I was like, okay, might as well. So we went into the garage. Everybody was in there at the point. I had kicked open the door and hit the light switch with my elbow, and there was nothing in the basement. We walked upstairs, and my brother was in the chair where he last was when I left, and he had the blanket over him, so I didn't see the blood on his hand or on the chair until after I got close enough. And after I seen it was him, I thought, where's my mom and my sister? I ran upstairs and I seen my mom and my sister laying behind her, and that's when my grandpa came and pulled me away.
You want to deal with that? You want to deal with that before we continue?
Do you want to go over the other room?
I think it's that. I think it's just the volume on the TV.
Oh. Yeah, I think we should figure that out.
Can you give us just a couple more minutes? We'll be right back. I promise you.
Let me go fix the volume on the TV is cop speak for "you're cooked," By this point, Chris has given a full, uninterrupted account of his night start to finish, so detectives need to take the time to discuss his statements and figure out a sharper approach for questioning, because now they'll begin picking apart his story after a few more questions, which is exactly what they do when they come back. And if you love watching killers like Chris realize they're not the smartest in the room, subscribe. That's literally all we do here.
All right, Chris, sorry about that, man. We're still doing okay? All right.
Do you need some water, or you still got some?
Still got some? All right. Sorry about that. Our boss texted us, we had to fix something. Everything's good.
Chris, let me ask you, did you grow up here in Colorado?
Yeah.
Down in the Springs or up here in the metro area?
I was born in Longmont. I lived there for a little bit. We kind of moved all over Colorado, to be honest with you. It was Longmont, Lafayette, or Louisville, then Commerce City. We lived with my grandparents a couple times. That was in Dacono before they left to Texas.
Everybody lived with your grandparents?
No, not everybody lived there. Me and my mom did.
Oh, okay. How long ago was that?
It was a long time ago.
A long time ago?
Yeah, I think I was maybe 16 the last time they lived with them. Maybe.
Where'd you go to school?
High school, middle school. High school, middle school was kind of the same. It was high school.
Oh, okay. Where was that at?
There. It was in Boulder.
Oh, okay.
Did you graduate?
No, I didn't.
What grade did you finish?
I finished up to 11.
11th. How come you didn't finish school? Just curious.
I was in a treatment facility. So when my mom pulled me, I had like 5 or 6 credits left to graduate. And instead of graduating and staying, I decided to leave.
Okay. What kind of treatment facility were you in, if you don't mind me asking?
It was behavioral, but it was for behavioral, drugs, promiscuity, pretty much the whole spectrum of everything.
Okay. How long were you in that program for?
14 months.
Did it help?
Except for helping me stop smoking, I feel like I helped me quite a bit, even the short amount of time that I was there.
Is there anything that you can think of that you might have missed?
Not that I can think of. No.
Is there anybody or any reason to think anybody would want to do this to your family?
Not to my family, no. We had just moved there like a week ago. Nobody really knew we were there. They knew we were back in Denver, but nobody knew where we were.
How's your relationship with Caden?
Great.
He's your stepbrother, right?
He's my little brother.
Your little brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our relationship is great. We love hanging out with each other.
Does Caden live with you guys?
No, he was just there visiting. Like I had said, I had picked him up after work.
Okay.
And that was from Mike's house.
Has he not stayed at your new house before, or has
No, that was the first
That was the first time he'd been over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you said Friday you picked up some alcohol and stuff like that, so that was like Friday night going into Saturday morning?
No, that was Friday night right after I had picked up my brother.
So you said you picked him up around what, 5?
I want to say 5 o'clock, yeah.
And you guys just
I don't necessarily remember what time
No,
I got
that's
off
fine.
work. I
But
want to
then
say
you guys went to your house and just hung out all night? Okay. Who else was there?
just my mom and my sister. I asked my mom if her boyfriend was coming over, but she said no. So, right.
What were you guys doing? Just chilling?
Just chilling. My brother rolled a couple. I poured us some shots, and it was just a chill night. Nothing really went sideways at all.
Was it just the two of you guys drinking?
It was me, my sister, and him. My sister took a sip and kind of like spit it out because it was nasty.
What were you drinking?
Patron, silver.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
Warm?
No.
It was chilled?
It was chilled, yeah. But yeah, she had that little sip, and then I had 2. Caden probably had like 3 or 4, maybe.
No arguments or fights?
Except for the
In-house?
little dispute that me and my mom had, nothing.
So when did that happen? Was that after a couple hours after you guys have been drinking and hanging out, or
I would say so. It happened around 11 o'clock that she actually like started to get on me about it.
and it was about your room being,
And it was about my room and how messy I was being and how I need to stop and all that.
which room is yours in the house?
The small square one to the right, the first bedroom.
So is it upstairs or
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
And whose were the other? I haven't been in the house, so I don't know. So if you go up the stairs,
So if you go up the stairs, it's my room, a bathroom, my sister's room, and my mom's room.
now when you say it was just a little argument, I mean, yelling and screaming.
Oh no, nothing at all like that. It was more like mentoring, I guess. I can't really think of the word right now, but she was getting on my head, but she wasn't being rude. She was being more mom-like. Like, you just need to stop being messy, kid.
There's one detail Chris glosses over here. When he and Caden come back from drinking tequila that night and smoking, the two of them did have an argument. According to what he told his grandparents, the two fought over Caden talking too much, with Chris becoming increasingly frustrated. Whether this was the trigger for him murdering his family or not is something detectives still need to figure out.
So after that happened, you had a little bit of an argument. Did you go back to chilling and drinking and smoking?
Well, I went down and I finished the rest of the joint that I rolled. And then I went upstairs to talk to my mom, and I was like, I'll just gather a bunch of stuff right now and I'll go wash it in Springs. And she's like, okay, do what you need to do.
Do you guys not have a washer here?
No, we don't have a washer and dryer yet. They were actually at Rena Center, I want to say maybe 2 days ago, looking at washer and dryers.
So do you guys have your own washer and dryer at the place?
At the place in Springs, yeah, it came fitted with one.
Okay. Do you guys still have a bunch of stuff in that apartment?
Not a bunch of stuff. It's more like miscellaneous shit, pictures and whatnot.
Do you have a bed there?
No, I used whatever blankets I had when I was there.
Okay.
All our beds were the first thing moved.
All right. So you gathered up, how much clothes do you think you gathered up?
Probably just enough to last the week.
Was it just your clothes? Or
Yeah, it was just
Okay,
my
so
clothes. It was like work clothes and pajamas and shit like
Okay.
that.
So you gathered your clothes up. What time do you think that was at?
Between 12 and 1:30 when I left, because it really didn't take me that long, honestly. It was just throwing stuff into a basket.
Okay. And then was everybody awake when you left?
Everybody was awake when I left. My brother looked like he was about to fall asleep, so I just kind of left him there.
So where was your brother at when you left?
He was on the chair when I left.
And then where was your mom and sister at?
They were upstairs. I don't know which rooms they were in, but they were upstairs. I kind of just yelled and said, I'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. Do you know if they were asleep or the lights on? Was it
No,
dark?
the lights were on. The hall light was on. And then I left my light on accident.
Okay. And then when you left, did you go out the front? Did you go out the garage?
I went out the front and jumped in my truck.
Okay. And what kind of truck do you have?
It's a big Dodge Ram with a flatbed. And it has a bunch of equipment for my work on it.
Okay, so it's a work truck?
Yeah.
So you drove that down to the Springs?
Yeah, that's the only ride I have right now because my actual car is in Springs and we haven't had time to go and get it.
Okay. What's your other car?
Dodge Caliber.
You had that for a while?
I'd say the better part of a couple of years, yeah.
I had a Dodge Caliber. It wasn't a very good car.
It's not great. It's not the greatest. I'm not gonna lie.
So you said about 1:30 you left?
Between 12 and 1. Yeah.
Okay.
12:30 and 1 I left, yeah.
And then how long did it take you to get down to the Springs, do you think?
I would say maybe 45 minutes, 50 at most.
Okay.
Because there was like no traffic.
And then what did you do when you got to the Springs?
Well, on my way to the Springs, I had called my mom to tell her that I was going to stay the night over there just so she wouldn't worry. And then they didn't answer. So I was already 20 minutes down the road, 20 minutes gone maybe. And I was like, okay, maybe they just fell asleep. I'll call back in the morning. So that's what I did is I called back in the morning, still no answer.
Okay. Did you just call your mom or did you call your sister?
I called my mom and my sister.
Did you try calling Caden?
No, I didn't. I thought his phone would be off because honestly, every time he's with me, he just lets his phone die.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily always try it when he's with me. When I've seen him, I usually just call people that I know would be around him.
Okay, so you got to the Springs. Let's just say 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah. So what I did was I walked in and I threw a load of laundry in. And basically all that's to it. I threw a load of laundry in. I went and laid out a couple blankets to lay down and I passed out.
Did you call anybody else that night?
No. I called and talked to my grandma a little bit, but she was asleep, so that didn't last very long.
Okay. What time do you think you called your grandma?
I'm not even sure.
Were you already in the Springs?
No, I was in my truck for sure, but I'm not sure about what time. Probably after I tried to call my mom and sister.
Okay, so you were still driving when you called your grandma?
This conversation about Chris's grandmother is one of the most pivotal pieces of evidence cops have. When officers first spoke with his grandparents, his grandmother told them what Chris had confided in her about having a dream of murdering his family. In it, he said he was blacked out drunk and stabbed Caden because he was too talkative. After telling his mother, Estancia Martinez, and his sister Marisol about what he had done, he dragged both of them into Estancia's bedroom and shot them, which is why this next conversation is extremely important.
Why'd you call your grandma?
I missed them and I knew they were here. Probably wasn't the best time to call them, but
Yeah. People don't tend to answer the phone at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. But she picked up, right?
yeah.
What'd you guys talk about?
I was just telling her what was going on, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay, son. Like, it's not a big thing."
What do you mean? What was going on?
Like with mom, because yeah, it irritated me a little bit, but like, it's the normal stuff that happens between a mom and son. You argue, you get over it. It is what it is. And she's like, "Son, you guys do this. It is what it is. You'll find a way to deal with it and make up and whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Didn't last very long, but
How long do you think you talked to your grandma for?
maybe a minute or two.
Is that normal for you to
Oh yeah,
call your grandma? You talk to her a lot?
yeah. That's my grandma is my favorite person in the world almost.
Yeah. How often do you talk to your grandma in a week?
Well, since they're in Texas now and I'm working 24/7, probably about once a week I try to call. But
That's still pretty good. How many times have you seen them since they got back here?
just the once.
The once?
Yeah,
Okay.
just today or yesterday.
When did they fly in?
I want to say Friday
So they just
or
got here.
Thursday, something like that.
And they're staying with your aunt
My Aunt Brenda, yeah.
in Firestone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you go up there today?
Yeah, that's where I went after I was in Springs.
What time did you go up there?
I got there at around 9:15 because I was on my way and my grandma asked how far I was away and she said they're leaving at 9:15. So I got there around then. They were about to leave.
You guys just hanging out?
Yeah, we went to go see my aunt, my uncles and stuff. My aunt's in a nursing home in Lafayette, so we went to go see her. And my aunt brought her some books and then we went to lunch.
Sorry to jump back here. So after you washed your clothes, did you dry your clothes too?
Yeah, I ended up drying them in the morning because I fell asleep.
Okay. So what time do you think you fell asleep?
Maybe 3 o'clock.
And then
Something
what time
like
did
that.
you get up?
About 7, maybe 6.
So you didn't get very much. Is that normal for you though?
Honestly, yeah, I don't sleep very well.
Okay.
So,
Is there a reason?
no,
Yeah.
honestly, I honestly don't know the reason. If I don't fall asleep before 11, I usually just won't sleep at all. And it's just the way my body works. Because if I fall asleep, then I won't wake up at all for work or nothing like that. So I try to get to bed before 11.
So you got a couple hours of sleep, and then did you call your grandparents?
No, they called me.
Okay.
Yeah, she called me and she's like, "So what's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I want to come and see you guys because you guys are already here. So I'm gonna come a bit early." And mom has a job in the morning. She told me last night she had a job to go take some signs and cones to. So I was like, okay. And I headed over there after I got all my clothes put back in my basket and fixed, and got there about 9:15, like I said, because that's when they ended up leaving to go to Lafayette.
Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. So we've obviously talked to some of your other family members about what happened and all of that other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's anything that any of the people that came down, or your grandma or your grandpa, would have told us anything different about what might have happened?
Not that I know of.
That's what you know of.
No.
You go by Christopher or Chris?
Chris.
Okay. So okay if I call you Chris? You say your grandma is like your favorite person in the world?
Yeah.
Kind of like helped raise you when you were younger and stuff. Is there any reason you think she would tell us something that wouldn't be truthful?
I'm not sure.
So what's your gut say?
No.
Yeah.
So, Chris, big moment in your life right now. Okay? Huge moment in your life.
Okay.
We talked to your grandmother. She told us about your phone call at 1:30 in the morning. Okay? We just want you to tell us the truth about what you guys talked about. You know, if something bad happened. Did you talk to her about having a bad dream?
Yeah, I always have bad dreams.
Okay.
Bad dreams are normal for
Did
me.
you tell her what happened?
No. Just said I had a bad dream about the family. And
What was the dream about?
I didn't remember. That's why I said I just had a bad dream about the family. And she told me it's just a dream and you'll be okay. And I was like, you're right.
And this is why you're driving?
Yeah.
So would that phone call be on record on your cell phone?
I'd assume so, yeah.
Homeboy here really thought that confessing to his grandparents would motivate them to cover up a murder and not report it to officers. And the dream wasn't all he told them about. After the killings, his grandmother had remarked that his long fingers were made for playing the piano. Chris's reply, according to her, these are bad hands. And when she pressed him on whether he'd actually done it, he asked her, what if I did? For now though, detectives have to tread carefully. They've let Chris talk for the better part of 20 minutes. And if they push too hard, he could ask for a lawyer and end the whole thing.
Does your phone have a passcode or is it face?
Yeah, it's face, it's both.
It's both?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you mind giving us the passcode? What is that? Oh, it's only 4?
Yeah.
What is it, an iPhone?
Yes.
What model do you know?
11?
They usually have 6 digits.
Oh, yeah, you can change it from 6 to 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if we went and looked at that, you think that phone call is only going to be like a minute long?
I'd probably say so. It's about how long I remember it being, maybe 3 minutes tops. I don't know.
Okay. Chris, like Troy was saying, man, this is your time to get anything you want off your chest.
Okay.
Okay.
Meaning,
Do you know why I'm telling you this?
no, I don't.
Okay. Because there's information that we have and that we know that you're not telling us.
What do you mean? I'm telling you everything that I remember.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever have any moments in your life, not saying so much tonight or last night, do you ever have times where like things happen and you don't remember them?
Hasn't happened in a long time.
Okay, when you say that, what do you mean?
I don't know how to expand on that. It just hasn't happened in a long time. The last time it happened, it was bad. I ended up in the hospital. I was freaking out. I didn't remember 90% of it.
Can you tell me
I
more
was
about that?
Hospitalized for hallucinations and auditory hallucinations that I still see.
When did that happen?
Started happening. That event happened when I was about 13 or 14, I think.
Did you go to a hospital?
I went to a hospital. I went to an ER and I was checked into.
Do you know which ER you went to?
What's that?
Do you know which ER you went to?
It was in Louisville, I think, because at that time that's where we lived.
The
It was
big
either Louisville
hospital,
or Lafayette.
the newer one up there?
Of Vista, I think it was.
How long were you in the hospital for?
They had, but I think I ended up being in there about a week or so.
Did you talk to anybody in there?
I made a couple friends, but after I got out, I didn't really talk to them, no.
Okay. Chris, it's a little concerning. Your grandma told us some very specific details and things that you told her about what happened at your house.
What? I seen all of it. I walked in and I seen my mom and my sister. And
I'm talking about the phone call that you had with her at 1:30 in the morning.
while I was on the way to do my stuff.
Yes.
What about it?
Your grandma told us that you told her about what happened in the house.
I didn't tell her.
Did you get mad at
anything
Caden about something?
Not
Was
at all.
Caden running his mouth too much and you got mad because he wouldn't shut up?
Me and Katie usually have a pretty good relationship, and when that stuff happens, we can solve it pretty quickly.
Chris, let me tell you something, okay? When I say big moment in your life, big moment in your life, okay? You need to be able to explain this stuff. Your grandma specifically told us that you got mad at Caden because he wouldn't shut his mouth. So you, Caden, your sister, took her into your mom's room and then shot your mom.
No,
Okay.
no, that is not what. I didn't do that.
Well, she has no reason to lie to us. She said,
Why
"This is
would
what-"
I be mad at my brother?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, okay, this is what we're told by your grandmother. So, and I'm not mad at you, anything right there, but I need to understand why this happened.
I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't do this.
Did you go do your laundry because you had blood on your clothes?
No, I did laundry because my mom was mad about it and she wanted me to clean up my room, fix everything up.
Okay, why would your grandmother tell us this story about you then?
I don't know. I didn't do nothing.
The morning after the murders, Chris went to see his grandparents and showed off a handgun, telling them he'd just gotten his concealed carry permit. The same gun detectives are not only in the process of retrieving, but it will be what finally breaks Chris.
Chris, do you own a gun?
No, I don't. I put in for one. It's going through CBI check. I have not received it.
Did you show a gun to anybody today?
No, I haven't showed nobody no guns today.
Why would people tell us that you showed a gun to them?
I don't have a
We're
gun.
getting the gun from your Aunt Brenda's house right now because you left it in your backpack up there after you showed it to your grandfather.
I don't have a gun.
Chris,
Stop lying.
this is your time.
Lawyer.
This is
All right.
I didn't do anything.
Okay. All right, well, I can tell you right here. Young man,
Am I under arrest?
that you are.
There's a specific way you have to invoke your right for a lawyer for an interview to actually stop. When a suspect uses vague, half-formed phrasings, detectives often use that loophole to keep on pressing, even if it's risky. In this case, they don't need to, because Chris has already buried himself as deep as a murderer possibly can. In October of 2024, Christopher Martinez pleaded guilty to 3 counts of second-degree murder. The original first-degree charges were dismissed as part of the plea. On January 3, 2025, he was sentenced to 120 years in prison, 40 years for each life he took, to be served one after another. Our thoughts are with everyone who loved Estancia, Marisol, and Caden.